When people see I use a ventilator to breathe, one of the most common questions I am asked is, what does it feel like to breathe on a ventilator? This is a hard question to answer because it feels so natural to me. However, I've thought long and hard about this topic, and I will try to explain what it feels like to breathe on a ventilator. I will also answer a few other common questions, and I will discuss some complications which may arise when breathing on a ventilator. Having the ventilator breathe for me allows air to easily slip in and out of my lungs. My body does not have to work to breathe. The muscles in my entire body relax. The air rushing in and out of my lungs makes my body feel so free and light. If I close my eyes, it feels as though I am weightless and floating like a cloud in the sky. A common question many people have is, can I hold my breath? The answer is no. Ventilators are pre-programmed to give a set number of breaths per minute. My ventilator will automatically take a breath for me 14 times a minute. If I try to hold my breath and breathe less than 14 times a minute, the ventilator will use high pressure to force air into my lungs. When I overexert myself, my breathing becomes chaotic and irregular. My body goes into panic mode and wants to breathe faster than my ventilator settings. It is often hard to control my breathing. Even with advanced technology, the ventilator and the patient may not align. A person may be trying to breathe in when the ventilator is exhaling. This is called asynchrony. Asynchrony will cause the person to go into respiratory distress. The irregular breathing will cause the ventilator to alarm. The loud ventilator alarm often only adds to the stress of the situation. To get out of this crisis, a person has to learn to be calm and relax his breathing. Also, the ventilator settings should be examined to make sure they align as best as possible to the person's breathing. When my breathing is irregular and not synchronized with my ventilator, I often will try to hold my breath. Although holding my breath is not possible since my ventilator is programmed to give me 14 breaths per minute. Trying to hold my breath will automatically slow down my breathing to 14 breaths per minute. It is very difficult to force myself to stop breathing when my body is gasping for breath. However, holding my breath allows my ventilator to return back to its normal settings. Within a few minutes of trying to hold my breath, my breathing calms down and returns to a more normal rhythm. During this time, I tell myself to not panic. I tell myself to let the ventilator do its job and breathe for me. Even though I use a ventilator to breathe, I still have some ability to breathe on my own. When I deflate the cuff on my tracheostomy tube and speak, I use my respiratory muscles to push air up my airway and through my vocal cords. One thing to note, I cannot keep my tracheostomy tube cuff deflated for long periods of time. My respiratory muscles are weak and they quickly grow tired. When this happens, I need to inflate the cuff on my tracheostomy tube. With the tracheostomy tube cuff inflated, my ventilator does all the work and breathes for me. This allows my respiratory muscles to rest. Thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe down below. I hope you have a great day and a wonderful week. Bye-bye.